Barrett.
And you know what, Chango will be the one to divide the fight.
Yes,
And if
yes,
Chango
yes.
can divide the fight, then that is the time where Omega will get what they want. But if it's a full-blown team fight at level 4, you bet that Bren Esports will just have the upper hand with that.
I think this is
Look
it.
at this, look at this. This is something. Okay,
What?
this is something new. A four-man brush. They really wanted to catch someone out there.
And that's not gonna happen. I mean, I'm pretty sure Omega is aware. And Lusty's so patient. Lusty's still waiting there. Look at this.
And Flap will go to Curtsy. Will take the fight to Curtsy because as we all know,
Curtsy!
how do I say this? Barrett's loses at level 1 versus
Hard. Yeah.
Afams.
It's a solid loss. Right? Because the wave clear of Fams is strong. Plus the molten sight damage, it just keeps going. Unlike Barrett's who needs the time to cool down on his skills. You throw it out, it's on cooldown.
And look at Flap.
Throw it out. You know.
Look at Flap. This guy is just blocking the path here of Haji.
So aggressive.
Remember, you might not be thinking that they're not stealing anything, but they're stealing the time of Haji.
Yep, and right now what they're stealing is the flicker for Lusty. He might go down. That's gonna be first blood for Haji. And Carl Tizzy, he's not done with the buff. It could get stolen. It's gonna be secured though for the meantime.
And that was a 5-man rotation for Omega. I like it, but
It worked.
that also means that you leave someone behind.
That's the Export. Yes, exactly. Export is gonna be left alone, try to clear a lot of those minions. And I don't know. I hope they could have gotten more if there, but 1 kill is not bad.
And oh my
Heath.
goodness, Heath. It was
That was an overstay.
Okay, now for a Hilda, what do you really want? I mean, to be honest, if you would get the boots, that will determine how much pressure you could make. If the team has a lot of physical damage, you go for the warrior boots.
Exactly.
If you want to go for the magic reduction, you go for the toughness boots.
Yep.
But if the other team has balanced damage, where do you place yourself?
It's very difficult,
Yeah.
and for the most part, you go warrior boots just for the defense, for the additional defense. But overall, it's gonna be confusing. It's gonna be super confusing. Almost purely flicker on Omega with just a purify and the retribution on the force, the Esmeralda, and the flame shot option still available for Bren Esports here on that Forza.
You know what? Few here has been playing with this flame shot for the longest time, and he knows
Selena
that
on flame shot.
well, Selena on flame shot, and he knows that if he gets early scaling, it scales as well.
Yeah, the damage is just real.
It's extra damage output.
Yep, we'll see if that's gonna be usable here though. As we do see, the Bren Esports, they're starting to start the zone.
And it's a little wanderer take here for the side of Bren
Engage.
Esports. They really want to fight this, although Heath uses the ultimate to try to stun Carlsy for a bit, but it won't really matter as he will just get away.
Yeah, Flap TZ's on the top side as well. I think Omega knows this, and they're gonna have to run at the first sight of this guy. But the turtle is getting started. It's half HP. This is a very big objective. Bren Esports, they're gonna go contest.
Oh, look at that
No
implosion!
way!
Catches 2 people, and here comes Bren Esports. They want to fight this, but Omega, they will take down Carl. Few here's the next target, like and pounce, and look at Hajizi going in like a madman. Rebo will be his 3rd kill, and Bren Esports gets punished.
There you go, Hajizi! He's finally looking for the targets that he needs, and he finds them. Flap TZ is going to be pushed back. Tower will be suffering, and Bren Esports suffered their first major setback in this matchup.
Okay, so with that team fight didn't work well for the side of Bren Esports, just because they weren't really in place.
That's true. Tempest Blaze again is activated here for Bren Esports. Carl
Oh.
TZ,
Did he steal that?
I think
Yes,
he
he
did.
did.
He
He
did.
did.
Oh my god.
Haji went in, and to be honest, these two kids were compared for the longest time.
Absolutely. This is a perfect team fight here that we will see from Omega. Everyone was just being zoned out of the way Rebo, he was in a weakened state. Even Few was not ready with the Feathered Airstrike. They used up almost all of their resources to take that turtle, and that gave them a very hard time.
But for Bren Esports, they are taking this one step at a time. Omega here really needs to make something happen at this early stages of the game. Hajisi has 5-0-1.
Yeah, you don't want a repeat of what happened in game 1. That is just disrespect if it happens again. So Omega, they're opting for a very fast early game using Heath as a solid tool to make sure that they can control that early.
Integral here will be forced back. Meteor Shower is probably one of his worst enemies here.
That's true. Man, Meteor Shower is... There's no way for them to deal with it. That's why I wanted the Baksha for this lineup, but apparently they just don't care. I mean, they had other plans.
If
So,
they went for that, right?
it
Like the
would've been
Meteor Shower
different.
wouldn't really make sense.
yes, they have someone who can take care of the Meteor Shower, then everything else is melee. But now, because of that, of course, Turtle will go over to the Roger. Hajizi again, very happy with that take. And this can do a lot of damage to Bren.
Okay, so Bren here moving in. Carl Z just moving, going down. And he is recalling. And look at this, Curtsy, not letting him go home.
Man, they're angry at Carl. Yeah, they're forcing Carl to back off. That's free. 2 teleports being cancelled.
And we've seen Bren Esports, you know, have a harder time than this. And let's see how they adapt. But for the side of Omega, look at Roger, 4.6k gold.
That's a lot. That's like almost free items. He already completed 2 big items, Raptors and oh, look at this.
Lusty getting caught out, and here comes the rotation. Let's try to see what's going to happen here on the side of Bren Esports. And they actually disengage.
Wow.
Haji isn't gonna force it.
Really? That was, I think that might have been a missed opportunity, but I think they see Carl. That's why, right? They probably see Carl. Carl, that was a funny flight. All right, they see Carl and they stop the push, which is, again, turrets are kind of worth more than just 1 kill. And so that I get the reasoning, but right now top lane's also taken down.
And Omega
this.
here, they're showing signs of life. Bren Esports did give them a hard
Absolutely.
time. Game number 1. Omega really wants to return the favor. It's looking at we're looking at a score of 1-6. Omega, if they don't make anything, if they don't make mistakes here, this could just be an easy victory for them.
Yep, 5k gold lead at 7 minutes and 40 seconds. That is saying something. And doing it against Bren Esports, definitely a big achievement. But the bigger achievement would be if they give them the loss. So Omega, they're definitely making sure that Hajizi gets everything they want. Everything he wants to make sure that they have some bullets in the barrel.
Turtle right now is a target for the side of Omega. Look at Hajizi
No
with the early
contest.
snowball. No contest. They don't want to contest. It's not like they can contest, but they don't want to.
Yeah, they're not going to risk anything big. Curtisi, though. Daytona's welcome. Swallows up Lusty. Throws him back, and a big implosion. Locks down 3 people, but no follow-up damage.
And Heath here will be the next one to go down. Look at Toshi going in for the Falling Star Moon. Hajisi in the middle of everything. Tempest of Blades. It actually connects, but Flap here cannot tank all the damage that is happening to his side. Omega will take him down, and that is another one clash for the side of Omega.
Very, very big win there for Omega. Again, pushing Carl TZ back and forcing him to just farm up instead of fighting. That is buying a lot of time. You're getting a lot of gold from these turrets. Already a lot of gold, and you are just maximizing the time that you have here.
And we do have our Gillette instant replay. Hashtag save the day.
Shave
What
the
happened
day.
there?
I mean, that was just pure power, pure damage output coming in from Omega. Their frontliners are good. Curtisi, he was low, but he was able to escape in the nick of time. And they just basically forced Carl TZ to fly away. Carl TZ, instead of backing, this time goes to a different lane, trying to cut the mid. But, again, that's only licking the wounds that you suffered. Omega with a huge lead at this point. I think that's around 7,000.
And they can regroup if they want to. Like, clearly, right now, Bren Esports has their backs on the ropes. Omega, they're looking, you know what, they're kind of
Looking really
confident.
Yeah, so confident in the plays. And Hajizi's finally in a position where This is the position he wants to be.
Mhm.
Usually he wants to be ahead in the early game. He wants to steal those buffs, which he did. He wants the turtle, and he got it. I think he got 2 already. So what else can you ask for? Like, the difference between the Ling and the Roger right now is just astronomical.
Yeah. And you know what, Rockhart, I was gonna call you Carl. Rockhart. The only thing I fear for the side of Omega is the superior wave control or wave clear on the side of Bren Esports.
Ooh, that's a good point. Right, because there's like, even if they're under leveled, if they don't die right away, they're gonna clear the minion waves.
Yeah, and if that happens, we've seen Karlzy come back from these kinds of deficits.
Yeah, we've seen them come back from bigger deficits actually. Like, I think there was a point where we saw a 12k gold lead, but they were still able to get something back. That's just, I'm a little I'm not super confident yet about this 7k gold lead, but it's a great place to be in. And Omega, they're starting to look like they are forcing Bren Esports to make very tough decisions.
But you know what? Omega just taking out all the turrets. For Bren Esports here, they're not really forcing, they're not really aiming to fight outside anymore. They want to do all the fighting inside of the base.
That's right. And of course, the base will still be intact
Yeah,
for the meantime.
all the push, all the cuts, all the splits that will come out from Karlzy. So Karlzy here will be the one who's going to, you know, level the playing field and how much, you know, objectives Omega can just take and monsters that Omega can take. He can bypass those, you know, checkpoints that Omega set up.
And
for-
yeah, the checkpoints are going to be important, right?
Mhm.
But what's more important here is the bigger factor here is Hajizi's 1 item ahead of Carl TZ. Literally 1 item. So I think because of that, there's going to be no contest on the Lord as well. It's impossible for them to out-damage Omega, but maybe they can outmaneuver. They need to make a pick-off if Bren wants to win. And Omega, they just secure it. They just make sure Carl TZ doesn't get picked up. Carl TZ doesn't get a comfortable position. Make sure he doesn't free hit. And they're good. No one else can do that damage.
Yeah, and it's still a 6-0-2 for Haji. So in terms of, you know, just getting the gold, you could just see that score and you'll be like, ah, that's why.
Exactly. Exactly right there. The score is like, yeah, he has items, but yeah, his score is like
6-0-2.
6-0.
That's, yeah.
Exactly.
That's why.
So yeah, so far Omega is doing everything right. They're ticking the check boxes. Their keys to victory. They're controlling Carl TZ, which is difficult to do. No one can really do that much.
Yeah.
Right? So they're on the road to something good here. They're on the road to their own one, the 1-1. So we'll see.
And Bren here, using that wave control that they have, they trying to catch out Hayes. Hayes here presses his own ultimate and he forces View out.
Man, I really would have liked a Baksha here.
Yeah. We were
this
talking about it earlier.
Yeah, he's just the guy who's doing a lot of the work as well. We don't notice this as much, but he's the one who's actually doing the most DPS. Carl TZ, he's just playing with fire at this point.
He knows that he needs to make it out alive for these kinds of engagements, and Carl
Oh, man!
gets hit!
The old veteran hits the kid in the face.
Remember, these were one of the guys that beat them way back season 2. So,
Exactly.
So, yeah. Haji see with the Demon Hunter sword, make that 3 items, Rockhart.
3 items, man.
Make that 2 items,
So
rather.
he's
2 items
2
up.
items ahead. I don't think Carl TZ completed the 3rd yet. Now the Divine Glaive is active on the chat. This is only gonna double everything. This is gonna double the hurt. It's gonna double the effort for Bren Esports to get back on the field, and the win is getting clearer and clearer for Omega.
And
At 13 minutes.
yeah, exactly. I was gonna point that
Yeah.
out. You have the middle lord or the middle lane that the lord is going through. That is going to be a luminous lord, and it's gonna bump
It's gonna go
into
for the
that
bump.
turret. And here comes the defense. How can Omega end this right now? Let us see. And that is the Lord going down, not taking a turret on their side.
Solid
And
win,
I
Ken.
might be saying, I might be speaking too early here. And they catch Lusty. Lusty here trying to go for the implosion. He cannot pop it off. And Bren Esports collapsing one by one. Rebo, Kazi, they're the only men standing here and they're not letting Kazi go home.
The minion?
Hayes!
Oh boy, wow. It is gonna be a long day, ladies and gents. Omega with a 1 victory puts him on a tie. We got a series, brothers.
We got a series indeed. And we were expecting that Bren